Welcome back, everyone. This is MandoAllDay, back with another video. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Nightwing Fear State. This is a hardcover by Tom Taylor. So as always, we're going to talk about a little bit of the story, the art, and of course, everything worth your purchase or not. But before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not support channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So let's take a look at front of the dust jacket. It has that matte look to it, and then obviously Fear State. I don't know if my camera can pick it up. There you can kind of see it a little bit. It has a gloss. It's same with the DC logo. The spine, the back, same thing, glossy on the lettering, everything else is matte. And let's take a look at the art and what's inside. There you go. Front of the book, the spine, the back, and I'll do a full spread. You guys can see the full art. Pretty cool art. Alright, so let's talk about the story. Now, the premise of the story, well, this has three different stories, I guess you can say. So there's 4 parts to the first story. The second story is just the annual Red Hood and Nightwing. And then the third story is another annual, but like Nightwing Urban Legends. And so I'll talk about the main story, which is 4 parts to it. So the main story, what is it about? Essentially what it is Batgirl's or Oracle's network has been compromised. And so it's been hacked, and now Nightwing has to get involved and kind of track down who hacked Oracle's system or Batgirl's system, and pretty much figure out who did it and try to solve this issue. And that's mainly the gist of the story. There's a bit more to it, and not really complex, but like I said, that's just the gist of the story of just Nightwing getting involved and trying to help Batgirl Oracle solve the issue of who hacked her network, because her network consists of all communications through all the Bat family, including other superheroes like Wonder Woman and so forth. But more importantly, that her network does include on their vital information, like in terms of who is Batgirl, who's Nightwing, who's Bruce Wayne, the location, their hideouts, just everything. So that's all been compromised. So now they're trying to figure out and solve who did it and try to resolve the issue. And that's the gist of the first story, and I gotta say, the story itself is cool. It's nothing too crazy. It's very by the numbers, where it's like, oh my god, something happened. What should we do? Let's work together and solve it. Alright, all good, suit up and go to work. And that's mainly the gist of it. So like I said, very by the numbers. Is it bad? No, I like it. Again, it's very simple. My expectations were low. I didn't think it was going to be too crazy, and in my opinion, it met my expectations. But then again, like I said, I don't have that many expectations. So to me, the first story, very by the numbers. So if you're expecting something very in-depth and character development kind of story, you're going to get disappointed. Okay, this is not. Like I said, it's very by the numbers. And if you're okay with that, I think you're going to have a good time with this story. Again, very simple. I dig it. I like seeing the Bat family work together when it's not Batman. You see Batgirl, Nightwing working together. You do see other Bat families, get involved. And I really dig that aspect of it. And so again, in terms of the Fear State story, the first part of the story, the first story I should say, I like it. I think it's fun. It's a little read. It's nothing too crazy. If you go into it, like I said, with high expectations, you will be disappointed. If you go into it with just medium to low expectations, I think you'll have a good time with it. So to me, that first story, I like it. I think it's a thumbs up for me. Now, in terms of the art and the pacing for all stories, it's pretty simple art. Nothing too crazy. There are some art pieces or splash images that look really cool. But for the most part, in terms of the art, nothing too crazy. It's not a bad thing or anything. It's just very clean, simple. Again, the way I feel like this is hardcover is more of like a... They just wanted to get out a Nightwing Fear State like hardcover, if that makes sense. And they just kind of compile like story, like, hey, we're going to do this simple story, put this art, boom, 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 and done. Everything very by the numbers. And again, it's not bad. It's just... That's what I felt. Like, when I was reading it, it just didn't feel unique or anything like that. So, overall, I had a good time with it. Just have your expectations accordingly. Now, in terms of the annual for Nightwing and Red Hood, it's a very simple story. It's essentially what it is someone is impersonating as Red Hood because Red Hood kills someone, and they're trying to figure out who it is. It's very predictable, again, but for the most part, though, if you go into it with low expectation, like I said, it's fine. And that's what this whole book is. It's a fine book. It's not bad. I've seen reviews for this, and people are saying it's like a really bad story. Some are giving it like a 3 out of 5, and I don't think it's a 3 out of 5. But then again, I just went into it with open mind. I had a good time with it. It's a fun little ride, seeing all these, Bat family characters kind of working together and, stopping crime, trying to solve who hacked into Oracle's network. So to me, overall, I think it's a good time. The last story, which is the Urban Legends number 10, that one is also available via the Urban Legend Volume 2 trade paperback that I made. So, and I like that story. So overall, though, in terms of the stories on here, I give a thumbs up for me, all three of them. They're fun little stories. Again, you can't go wrong with it. The pacing is fairly good. It's fairly quick. Some of it does kind of drag down just a little bit, but for the majority of the book, the pacing is definitely way above average. It's very fast-paced, in my opinion. You definitely read it within maybe like an hour and a half, you'll be done reading it. So, overall, though, in terms of the Nightwing Fear State hardcover, would I recommend it? Yeah, man, if you're looking for something simple just to entertain you, thumbs up for me on this hardcover. But if you're looking for something really in-depth and character development and really in-depth story, you're gonna get disappointed. So if you have expectations accordingly, I think you have a good time. So for me, Nightwing Fear State hardcover, thumbs up for me. Let me know what you guys think. Have you read this book? Do you plan on reading this book? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not support channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So it includes an overview of Nightwing Fear State hardcover, and on to the next one.